Hello, welcome to Higher Ground Gaming. This is Eric. Got both my co-hosts here, Mr. Brody and Miss Mags, for the ICHIRO Suzuki sixth game of his career from the 2001 season. Suzuki's off to a fast start, but the Mariners are not. The Mariners, who won 116 games during the season, are just 1-4 after starting out 4-1 in the actual season. Now they did lose this game, so they can get a game back if they can win this one against the Texas Rangers. They got swept by the Oakland Athletics, who also won 102 games for the season, and then split the first two games of this series. I believe this is the rubber match of the series with the Rangers. And let's see if we can get another victory here.
Pitching for Texas, Kenny Rogers. Leading off for Seattle, right fielder, Stan Javier.
Oh, looks like ICHIRO Suzuki has the game off, has the day off. That's not good for Seattle. Maybe we can get him in the pinch hit or something later on. So welcome to the ballpark at Arlington for today's game between Seattle and Texas. Freddy Garcia takes the mound for Seattle. He's made one start on the year with no decisions and an ERA of 4.50. His first start against Texas will be opposed by Kenny Rogers, not the country singer, for Texas. He's made one start in the year and is 1-0 with an ERA of 2.84. This will be his first start against Seattle. 70 degrees, wind speed 11 miles per hour in from right field. All right, let's play some ball here. So Kenny Rogers on the hill for the Rangers. Like I said, he's 1-0 with a 2.84 earned average. Has pitched 6 innings, allowed 3 hits, 1 home run, 2 walks, and 5 strikeouts. Opponents are hitting 143 against him. The defense behind Rogers is going to be Greer in left, Porter in center, Bo Porter in center, Rusty Greer in left, and Ruben Mateo in right. In the infield, it's going to be Scott Sheldon, the third baseman, Alex Rodriquez at shortstop, $252 million man, who did not end up fulfilling his total contract with the Rangers, ended up going to the Yankees to finish out his career. Frank Catalanato is the second baseman. Not Frank Catalanato. It is Frank Catalanato. You're thinking Frank Caliendo, the comedian. And at first base, Big Cat Andres Galarraga. Behind the plate is the Gold Glover and Hall of Famer Ivan Rodriguez with a 10 rating, so we're not going to be running on him today. Might be a good thing for ICHIRO not to be playing today against Rodriguez. At least if he gets on base, not to be running. So the lineup for the Seattle Mariners without ICHIRO Suzuki. First game he has not played, but he will get, I'm sure we'll find some way to get him in there. So Greer in left will lead it off. Stan Javier in right field, getting a start. Mike Cameron, the center fielder, bats second. Aaron Boone, the second baseman, hits third. Edgar Martinez, the DH, will bat cleanup. John Orwood, the first baseman, hits fifth. Mark McLemore in left field hits sixth. Carlos Guillen, the shortstop, hits seventh. Dan Wilson behind the plate hits eighth, and David Bell, the third baseman, will hit ninth. So that'd be a lineup against Kenny Rogers, and it might have been because he's a lefty too. Although ICHIRO does hit lefties pretty well, I believe. Alright, so Kenny Rogers looks in for the sign from Rodriguez. Javier steps into the plate. Javier off to a fast start. Has 5 hits and 11 at-bats for a .455 clip with an RBI, and has a double. Also has a stolen base. So here's the windup in the pitch by Rogers. It's going to be a dribble at a second.
Center fielder.
And Catalanato throws him out for out number 1. Mike Cameron up now. Mike Cameron hitting .400, 8 for 20 with a double, a homer, and 5 runs batted in. And that's popped up to center, way back there. And just before the warning track, Porter makes the catch for out number 2. Bob Boone up now, 292 on the season, with a homer and 4 runs batted in. And he'll draw a 2-out walk. So the first base runner for the Mariners.
Edgar Martinez.
Brings up Edgar Martinez, struggling on the season so far, hitting just 158 with 2 runs batted in. And that's going to be ball 1, low. 2-0 the count now on Martinez. And that'll go out of play. So the count now 2-1. And we have our score here. The Yankees lead the Blue Jays 3-0 in the 3rd. And that's a little dribbler. Shortstop A-Rod has it. Over to first. And that'll do it.
Freddy Garcia.
So after 1/2.
For Texas, left fielder, Rusty Greer.
Seattle nothing and Texas coming up. Texas lineup is going to be Greer, left fielder, leads it off. Catalanado, the second baseman, hits second. Alex Rodriguez, the shortstop, will hit third. Batting cleanup is the DHing today is Rafael Palmeiro. Batting fifth is Ivan Rodriguez behind the plate. Batting sixth is Andres Galarraga. Batting seventh, Ruben Mateo, the right fielder. Bo Porter gets the start in center. Bats eighth, and Sheldon, the third baseman, hits ninth. So Rusty Greer hitting just 172 on the season, with a homer and 3 runs batted in. Garcia has no record so far with a 4.50 earned run average in 1 start, 6 innings pitched, 6 hits allowed, 2 earned runs. 2 home runs allowed. Let's see here. 2 walks and 2 strikeouts. Bowen's hitting 250 off of him. Is the pitch to Greer. Boone has it over to first for out number 1.
Second baseman, Frank Catalanado.
So the defense behind Garcia is going to be McLemore in left, Cameron in center, and Javier in right. Bell, Guillen, Boone, and Ulrud in the infield. Von Wilson behind the plate, and Freddy Garcia on the mound. So Frank Catalanado up now. He's hitting 286, just 2 for 7 on the season, with a couple of doubles and an RBI. Little dribbler. Boone has it, as Wilson trails the play for out number 2.
Alex Rodriquez.
Cincinnati and Milwaukee just underway in the first, no score. Alex Rodriguez up now. He's off to a great start, hitting 423 with 4 homers and 12 runs batted in. And he'll draw a 2-out walk. Rodriguez is a threat to steal. So Rafael Palmeiro up now. Struggling so far, hitting just 190 with 2 runs batted in. Strike 1. And we're going to throw over to first. Over to first. A-Rod's back safely. So the count 0-1 on Palmeiro. The Mets lead the Expos 1-0 in the 5th. And it's going to be ball 1. 1-1 the count now. And he'll pop this one up. Cameron has a beat on it and makes the catch. So after 1 full, no score. John Ulrud up now. Comes in struggling so far, just 3 hits and 18 at-bats for 167 with an RBI. Part of the reason why the Mariners are just 1-4.
Left fielder, Mark McLemore.
As Ulrud and Martinez both struggling. Ulrud draws the walk, so we have a leadoff walk here in the top of the 2nd. Mark McLemore up now, hitting 263 with 2 runs batted in. And it's fouled off down the left field line, out of play. 1-1 the count now. 2-1 the count. Ulrud not a threat to steal at first. Count evens at 2. Minnesota and Kansas City are underway. In Kansas City, no score in the first. Full count now. Pops one up behind the plate. Rodriquez gives chase, but that'll go back out of play. So count remains full. And he'll draw the walk, so they'll put first two runners on.
Carlos Guillen.
So do we want Carlos Guillen to bunt? I think we do. He's got 8 bunting, so we're going to have Guillen sacrifice here. So he'll square around. Gets one down. A good bunt. Only play is the first. So Guillen gets the job done.
Dan Wilson.
So Wilson with a chance to put the Mariners on the scoreboard. Wilson hitting 200 with 5 runs batted in. And it's going to be ball 1 outside. 2-0 the count. Outside corner for strike 1, 2-1. And that's a dribbler. And we're going to send Olerud home. Only play is the first.
Third baseman, David Bell.
So Wilson gets an RBI ground out as Olerud scores to put Seattle on top 1-0. McLemore holds at second. So David Bell up now. Bell 4 for 8 on the season with 2 homers and 4 runs batted in. So he's made the most of his opportunities so far. And that's going to be hit to, Galarraga takes to the bag himself for out number 3.
Catcher, Ivan Rodriquez.
So after 1.5, Seattle leads 1-0. The Mets lead the Expos 2-0 in the 5th now. So Ivan Rodriguez hitting 304 so far in the season with a homer and 4 runs batted in. He would hit 25 home runs for the season. Strikes him out. So Garcia gets his first strikeout. Brings up Big Cat Galarraga off to a great start. Hitting .423 with 4 homers and 11 runs batted in.
Right fielder, Ruben Mateo.
So Texas is 4-2 on the season so far. Tampa Bay and Boston are knotted at 1 in the 4th. So Ruben Mateo up now. Just 1 hit and 12 at bats. Little dribbler. Garcia has it over to Olerud. And that'll do it for the Texas in the 2nd. So after 2 full, it's Seattle 1-0. Javier up now. He's 0 for 1 today. And he'll draw a walk. So leadoff runner is on for the Mariners. Brings up Mike Karen, 0 for 1. Karen not a good bunter. And so he gets a base hit to the left. And Javier aggressively will take the extra base, so he'll put runners at the corners. Minnesota and Kansas City scoreless in the 3rd. So Brett Boone up now. I believe he walked his first time. No, he didn't walk. Yeah, he did walk his first time up. As Rogers has walked 4 batters now, has yet to strike out a batter. So 0-1 to count. Houston leads Pittsburgh 1-0 in the 3rd. Quickly in the hole, 0-2. 1-2 now. And he strikes him out. So Rogers gets his first K of the day. 1 down now. Runners at the corners for Martinez, 0 for 1. Swing and a miss for strike 1. Ball 1. 1-1. And that's a liner to A-Rod. Played him perfectly for out number 2. So the Cubs and the Phillies are tied at 1 in the 6th. Over with a chance now. Outside for ball 1. Outside corner, 1-1 now. Pops it up behind the plate, but this one will get out of play. So the count remains 1-2. Or is 1-2 now. Count evens at 2. Another pop up behind the plate. Rodriguez gives chase, but that'll be back out of play. So 2-2 now. And that'll be a base hit. As Olerud drives in a run. Seattle leads at 2-0 now. So RBI single for Olerud. Cameron moves to third. So McLemore up now. He walked his first time out. Ball one. At the knees, strike one, 1-1. 1-2 now. Count evens at 2. And another 2-out single will score another run. No. As Cameron will come around the score, and it's 3-0 now, Seattle. So runners on first and second for Guillen. Sacrificed his first time up. Strike one called. Swing and a miss. 0-2. 1-2 now. Little nubber. And that'll do it. But Seattle puts up the 2 spot and now leads it 3-0 after 2.5. So Detroit leads Chicago 2-0 in the third. Bo Porter up now. 1 for 2 on the season. Make that 2 for 3 as he gets on with a leadoff single.
Scott Sheldon.
So to bring up Scott Sheldon. Had just 1 at bat, 0 for 1 so far. Ball 1. Little nubber to short. Only plays to first as Guillen throws him out. Porter moving the scoring position now with the 1 down. Rusty Greer, top of the order up now, 0 for 1. Swing and a miss. Another swing and a miss. Strike 2 now. And that's going to fall, and that's going to go. What the heck was that? So double for Greer, RBI double. We'll put Texas on the board now, 3-1. Catalanato up now. He's 0 for 1. Way inside for ball 1. On the outside corner, 1-1. And foul down the first base line. 1-2 the count now. Tampa Bay takes lead over Boston, 2-1 in the 5th. Little number to Boone. Over to first for out number 2. As Greer moves to third. So to bring up A-Rod, tying run. A-Rod walked his first time up. And that's foul ball. Cleveland leads Baltimore 5-2 in the 6th. A-Rod's running a 6-game hitting streak. Got a hit in every one of the Rangers games this season. 1-1 the count now. Yankees lead Toronto 5-1. Chicago and Philadelphia tied at 1 in the 7th. So 1-2 the count on A-Rod. Little nubber. Guillen up with it. Over to first, and that'll do it. Texas gets on the board with a 1. It's 3-1 after 3. So it'll be Wilson, Bell, and Javier up for the M's against Rogers. Wilson hits one deep to center, but Porter's there to make the catch for out number 1. David Bell 0 for 1. Hits this one to Porter in center. Goes to his left this time. So Chicago leads Detroit now 3-2 in the 4th. Stan Javier 0 for 1 up now. He'll get his first base hit of the day. 2-out single for Javier. Javier not a threat to steal. Galarraga will hold him on. Cameron 1 for 2 up now. That's fouled down the third base line for strike 1. Mets all over Montreal now, 9-0 in the 7th. 1-1 the count. 2-1 on Cameron. Count evens at 2. Chase one out of the zone there. And strikes him out. So after 3.5, it remains 3-1 Seattle. Palmeiro will lead it off against Garcia. 0 for 1 today. Pops one up. Cameron will make the catch for out number 1. Pudge Rodriguez up now. He'll go around 1 to Boone. Easy play over to Olerud for out number 2. Galarraga 0 for 1 up to the plate now with 2 down. Little nubber. Great play by Guillen to pick it up. Barehands it over to first. And that'll do it for the Rangers in the 4th. So after 4 full, it's 3-1 Mariners. Boone 0 for 1 up now. It's this one to left. Greer has a beat on it and makes a catch for out number 1. Edgar Martinez hitless on the day, 0 for 2. Lines. What happened there? Greer tried to dive for it. Stayed in front of it though, but couldn't come up with it. So Martinez on with his first hit of the day. Over to 1 for 1 up now. Has an RBI and a run scored. At the shoulders and wide for ball 1. 2-0. Swung on and missed. 2-1. 2-1. Count evens at 2. Another swing and a miss. Full count now on Olerud. And Greer gives chase, but that one's out of play. So 3-2 the count now. And that'll be ball 4. So Rogers with his 5th walk of the day. Pitch count all the way up to 85, and we're only in the 4th. So McLemore will come up with runners on first and second and 1 down. He's already got 1 RBI today. As Rodriguez goes out the top to Rogers, goes back behind the plate. Ball 1. And we're actually playing with a new update from Action PC Baseball 2018. I think most of the updates are in the statistics area and the charts and stuff, but I haven't really seen anything that I notice is different in the actual gameplay. Nothing as of yet that is obvious. So McLemore up now. Still. Count 1-0. 2-0 the count, so a good hitter's count. Swing and a miss for strike 1. 2-1. And this one's hit a long way to left. But Greer has a beat, makes a catch on the warning track. And no. Martinez bluffs and holds though, as the throw comes right in. He would have been a dead duck if he would have won. So Arizona leads St. Louis 3-0 in the 2nd. So Carlos Guillen up now. 0 for 1 with a sacrifice. And lines that one down. First base line. 1-1 the count. 2-1 on Guillen. Oh, through Rodriguez tries to throw it behind the runner at first, and Olerud's back safely. Chicago leads Detroit now 4-2 in the 4th. Full count now, so the runners will be off with 2 down. Here's the payoff pitch to Guillen, and strikes him out. So Seattle's unable to add to the lead, and it can still a 3-1 lead halfway through. Cubs lead the Phillies now 4-1 in the 8th. So Mateo will lead it off for the Rangers here in the home half of the 5th. 0 for 1 today. Strikes him out. 3rd strikeout for Garcia. Bo Porter up now 1 for 1. And and Olerud bobbles it. And that's going to be an error on Olerud. So Porter reaches on the error. Sheldon up now, 0 for 1. Pops one up behind the plate. This one will go back out of play as Wilson gives chase. Houston leads Pittsburgh now 3-2 in the 5th. So count 0-1 on Sheldon. Quickly in the hole, 0-2. And he strikes him out in 3 pitches. Minnesota leads Kansas City 1-0 in the 5th. Rusty Grip now with 2 outs and a runner on first. 1 for 2 today. Swing and a miss for strike one. Just inside for ball one. 2-1 the count now. And he's off for the pitch, and Porter is going to be out.
For Texas, Pat Mahomes.
So Dan Wilson guns him out to end the inning. So we have a new pitcher as Kenny Rogers is out of the game now. Pat Mahomes, whose son is now the quarterback for the Kansas City Chiefs, takes the hill. Pat Mahomes, longtime member of the Minnesota Twins. So Dan Wilson up now, 0 for 2 on the day, will face Mahomes. Mahomes comes in with a 1-0 record, 3.12 earned run average, 1 save, 8 2/3 innings pitched, 8 hits allowed, 1 homer, 4 walks, and 5 strikeouts. Opponents hitting .250 against him. Here's the pitch to Wilson. And Catalanato will throw him out for out number 1. David Bell, 0 for 2. He'll get a walk. So the Mets lead is now 10-0 over Montreal as they head to the 8th. So Stan Javier getting a start today in right field. 1 for 2 on the day. Ball 1 up and outside. 2-0 the count. Quickly falls behind 3-0. And strike 1 called. This is a fly ball to left. Guerrero is there. He makes the catch for out number 2. Now, great play by Guerrero there. Bell holds at first. So to bring up Cameron, 1 for 3. That's foul down the first baseline. Foul down the third baseline. Quickly in the hole, 0-2. Chicago continues to lead Philadelphia 4-1 now in the 8th. 1-2 now. Cleveland leads Baltimore 5-2 in the 8th. Pops one up behind the plate. This one will go out of play. So 1-2. This one's popped up. A-Rod goes out on the outfield grass. Goes a long way and makes a great catch to retire the side. So after 5.5, it remains 3-1 Seattle. Rusty Gurr 1 for 2. He'll get his second base hit of the day. So Texas leads it off with a single here in the 6th. Catalanato 0 for 2 as Wilson goes out to talk to Garcia. Delivers the pitch. Ball 1. Little bunt. They're going to get the lead runner over to... And they're going to turn 2. So they must have been talking about who was going to field it if it was going to be a bunt. And they turn 2. So base is empty now for A-Rod. It's when you want to really face A-Rod when the base is empty. And a little number back to Garcia. Fires the first to retire the side.
For Texas, Jeff Zimmerman.
So Jeff Zimmerman in and out of pitch. He's got a 4.50 earned run average. No record. 2 innings pitched, 3 hits allowed, 1 homer, 1 walk, and 2 strikeouts. And 1 strikeout. Opponents hitting .333 against him. Zimmerman had an interesting career. Actually, had a short career. As he had a great season with the Texas. I think it only lasted a couple other seasons, and this was never the same after this season, and eventually it was soon out of baseball after he had a promising start to his career. Did not last very long at all because of injuries. Alright, so Boone now to lead it off here in the top of the 7th. Boone 0 for 2 on the day. Little number to Catalanato. Over to first for out number 1. Edgar Martinez 1 for 3 on the day. Hits this one a long way. But Mateo is there to make the catch in right field. So 2 up and 2 down for the Rangers, for the Seattle in the 7th. Owed 1 for 1. Strikes out. So we're going to get some action in the Seattle pen here. Let's see what we got coming up. Palmeiro, then a bunch of righties. Too early yet. Oh boy. Bullpen is pretty tired here. Paniagua hasn't been used a lot, so try to get Garcia through this, but we'll get Paniagua up just in case. So Palmeiro 0 for 2 up now. It's this one to right. And that's going to be off the wall. This Javier looks like he lost it for a second there. Palmeiro's on with a leadoff double. So tying run will come to the plate with Rodriquez 0 for 2. He could tie it up with one swing of the bat. And this one's hit a long way, but foul. So Rodriquez 0 for 2. Pops it up. Wilson may have a shot at this. No, it's back though. So 0 and 2 now on Rodriquez. This one's hit the center. Cameron has a beat on it, and he'll make the catch. Throw comes in the third. So Houston continues to lead Pittsburgh 3-2 in the 7th. Paniagua looks like he's ready there, but they're going to stick with Garcia to face Galarraga, who's 0 for 2. Wow, what an interesting strategy here. Carlos Pena is going to come in the pinch hit for Galarraga. Wow.
Pinch hitting for Texas, Carlos Pena.
So Carlos Pena with his first at-bat of the season. 258 hitter for the season with 3 homers and 12 runs batted in. Interesting strategy here. Strike one. Must have been going lefty-righty here. 1-1 the count now. Click in the hole, 1-2. Fly ball to right. And nice catch by McLemore in the corner. Palmeiro will hold at second. So move Mateo 0 for 2. Chad Curtis will come in the pinch hit.
Chad Curtis.
Little number. Guillen deep in the hole. Makes the play.
Pitching for Texas, Tim Crabtree.
So Texas unable to score. It remains 3-1 as we head to the 8th. Mark McLemore will lead it off. Tim Crabtree on the hill for Texas. 0-1 with a 33.75 earned run average, 1 save. 1 1/3 innings, allowed 6 hits, 2 walks, and 1 strikeout. So McLemore 1 for 2 steps to the box. Infield's playing in, and he'll draw the walk, so good start. Carlos Guillen will be called upon to sacrifice once again. Gets one down, another good... Oh, no, not a good bunt. And they're going to turn 2. So hit it too hard there. Dan Wilson 0 for 3 up now. Strikes out. And I think that is going to be it for Garcia. Says he's fine, but I doubt he is. Appears fine. We're going to take him out. So Paniagua will come in.
Pitching for Seattle, Jose Paniagua.
So San Francisco leads Los Angeles 1-0 in top of the first. Well, in the first. So Jose Paniagua comes in. He's 1-1 on the season with a 2.25 earned run average, 4 innings pitched, 2 hits allowed, 4 strikeouts. Opponents hitting 143 against him. So Porter will be up first. He's 1 for 2. Not a good start. Not the one thing you don't want to do when you come in out of the bullpen is walk the first batter. That drives the manager nuts. Throws over to first. Porter is a threat to steal. So it'll bring up Sheldon 0 for 2. Ken Caminiti comes in the pinch hit. Caminiti 250 on the season with a homer and 3 runs batted in. Little number down the first. Olerud over to second for 1. Back to first. And they turn the 3-6-3 double play. So good job by Olerud. Brings up Rusty Greer now with the bases empty. Nice play by Boone behind the bag. Throws him out. So Detroit has tied Chicago now 5-5 in the 7th. And we're going to get... Let's see. We're going to get our closer up in the bullpen here. Sasaki will start warming up. So, it'll be Bell, Javier, and Cameron. Strike one. 1-1 the count. 1-2 the count now. Oh, and this one's hit a long way. And that's going to be off the wall. So Bell in with the leadoff double. Brings up Stan Javier, and we're going to pinch hit for Javier. We're going to have Suzuki come in and pinch hit. Javier not too pleased with it, but Suzuki.
For Seattle, ICHIRO SUZUKI.
So Suzuki off to a fast start, hitting .440 with 25 at-bats, 11 hits, double, a triple, and 2 RBIs. Chance to pick up an RBI here, 3 runs scored, and 5 stolen bases. Here's the pitch. They're going to intentionally walk Suzuki. Wow. That'll be a smart move. So Cameron up now 1 for 4. Quickly in the hole 0-2. Cameron not a good bunter, so we're not going to have him bunt. 1 for 2. 1-2. Count even at 2 now. Hits this one to shallow center. Porter comes in and makes the catch. Runners hold. So Boone 0 for 3 up now. Swing and a miss for strike 1. Throw behind. Suzuki back safely. 1-2 the count now. San Francisco and Los Angeles are now tied at 1 in the 2nd. Full 2-2 the count on Boone. And that'll fall in there for a base hit. And we're going to hold Bell at 3rd. So bases loaded now for Martinez, 1 for 4. As Rodriquez goes out the top to Crabtree. Kicks and delivers. Swing and a miss for strike 1. And Martinez delivers a base hit. 1 run comes in. It's now 2 runs come in, and now on the RB 2-run double by Martinez. So I think we'll bring in Sasaki anyway because he's warmed up. See if Olerud can blow it open a little more. And that's out of play down the right field line. Liner to short. Second, Catalano makes the play. McLemore 1-2 up now. Ball 1. 1-1. Wild pitch, I think. Yeah, wild pitch by Crabtree will score Boone for now a 6-1 lead. So the Mariners with a comfortable 5-1 lead. As Chicago White Sox have taken lead over the Detroit Tigers 6-5 in the 7th. Ball 3, 3-1 the count. And he'll draw the walk, so they'll put runners at the corners. Again 0 for 3. Ball 1. 1-1. 2-1. Little number. This could... No. Looks like they're just going to get the 1 out. And that's all they needed. So 6-1. As Sasaki is going to come in. So the closer Sasaki to come in.
Pitching for Seattle, Kazuhiro Sasaki.
So Sasaki comes in with a no decision so far. 1 save, 3.38 earned run average, 2 2/3 innings pitched, 2 runs, 2 hits allowed, 1 walk, and 3 strikeouts. Opponents are hitting 200 off of him. So it'll be Catalano, Rodriguez, and Palmeiro against Sasaki. Now with a 6-1 lead, non-save situation. Ooh, missing a right fielder, so we're going to put Suzuki in there. There we go. So ICHIRO Suzuki are now playing right field. Ball 1. Inside. 2-0 the count. Paul's behind 3-0 now. Strike one called. Little number to second. Boone up with it. Over to Olerud for out number one. So one gone in the Texas ninth. And we have a final. The Red Sox have come from behind to beat the Tampa Bay Devil Rays 3-2. Boston now, I believe, 5-1 in first place in the AL East. A-Rod up now 0 for 2. Swing and a miss for strike one. 1-1 the count. A-Rod's 6-game hitting streak is on the line and will go by the wayside. Looks like. Oh, Detroit has tied Chicago now 6-6 in this 8th. So Rafael Palmeiro up now for the Rangers. Texas down to their final out here. Palmeiro 1 for 3 on the day. Behind the plate. And Wilson watches this one go back out of play. And this one, is Olerud going to have a chance at this one? Oh, just out of his reach, bounces off the dugout. So 0-2 the count. So Texas down to their last strike. Oakland and Anaheim are underway. Oakland leads 1-0 in the second. And this one's hit a long way. But Suzuki's there and makes the catch to end the game. So we get a little delay here. And Seattle beats Texas 6-1 to go 2-4.
The final score from the ballpark at Arlington: Seattle 6, Texas 1. Freddy Garcia picks up the win. He is now 1-0. Kenny Rogers is the loser. He is now 1-1 on the season. Time of the game: 3 hours, 5 minutes.
Alrighty. So Seattle gets their second win of the season. Freddy Garcia gets the win, goes 7 innings. Allows 4 hits, 1 run, it was earned. 1 walk and 4 strikeouts. Paniagua gets a hold. Pitches 1 scoreless inning, allowing 1 walk. And Sasaki pitches a scoreless inning. So Kenny Rogers gets the loss. Now 1-1. 5 innings pitched, 5 hits allowed, 3 runs, all of them earned. 5 walks and 3 strikeouts. Pat Mahomes pitches an inning. Walks a batter. Zimmerman pitches an inning. Strikes out a batter. And Crabtree was ineffective, pitching 2 innings, allowing 3 hits, 3 runs, all of them earned, with 3 walks and a strikeout. So let's check out the batting. So Stan Javier, 1 for 3 with a run scored, gets a walk. ICHIRO Suzuki comes on as a pinch hitter and plays right field. Gets intentionally walked and comes around to score a run. So Mike Cameron 1 for 5 with a run scored. Brett Boone 1 for 4 with a run scored and a walk. Edgar Martinez 2 for 5 with 2 runs batted in. John Olerud 1 for 3 with a run scored and an RBI, 2 walks. Mark McLemore was 1 for 2 with 3 walks and an RBI. Guillen 0 for 4. Dan Wilson 0 for 4 and with a walk. And David Bell 1 for 3 with a walk and a run scored. Had a double. Martinez also had a double. For Texas, Rusty Guerrero 2 for 4 with RBI. Catalano 0 for 4. Alex Rodriguez 0 for 3 with a walk. Palmeiro 1 for 4 with a double. Ivan Rodriguez 0 for 3. Galarraga 0 for 2. Carlos Pena came on the pinch hit 0 for 1. Interesting strategy there by Texas when it was a 3-1 game. I think they had a runner on and they had pinch hit for Galarraga. I don't know if I would have done that. Not when Galarraga is hitting .393 on the season. Ruben Mateo 0 for 2. Curtis came in as a pinch hitter 0 for 1. Played right field. Bo Porter 1 for 2 with a run scored. Also walked once. And Sheldon 0 for 2. Caminiti came in as a pinch hitter 0 for 1. So I think based upon this right here, I think I'm going to give, Freddy Garcia. Yeah, only 4 hits and 1 run. Freddy Garcia is going to get the Higher Ground Gaming Player of the Game. Mr. Brody and Miss Mags agree on that one. So let's check out miscellaneous here. Yep, Freddy Garcia gets the MVP, Action PC says. I agree. Dan Wilson with the game-winning RBI. So those are your miscellaneous score sheet for Seattle. Score sheet for Texas. Recap. Play-by-play. And that is it. So Seattle improves to 2-4 now. See what the rest of the teams did here. As soon as our computer loads. Yeah, so they moved out of the basement now. 2-4. Oakland's off to a strong start. 6-0 now. Like I said, Oakland would finish with 102 wins. So we'll be back with... Let's see here. Is Seattle playing that day? It looks like Seattle is getting the day off, so let's fast forward through those games. Just double check for sure. Yeah, it looks like Seattle's got the day off on April 9th, so we'll just fast forward through those games. Red Sox off to a strong start in Kansas City, both 5-1. Oakland 6-0, like I said. Chicago Cubs also 5-1, and San Francisco 5-1. See what happens after these games. So let's see what the standings are after this. Alright, not much change there, no changes. Let's see what they start with now. So, Seattle will start at 0. Oh, God, with the Oakland Athletics again. So, things don't get any easier as they travel to Oakland now, who swept them in the first series. So, let's see how they did actually in the actual game. So, Seattle would win this game 5-1. Oakland actually would be 2-4 before coming into this series. Oakland starting off much better than they did in the actual season. And Seattle not so good. So let's see if the Mariners can get a victory here. So thank you for joining me. It's been Eric from Higher Ground Gaming. Co-hosts Mr. Brody and Miss Mags. Thanking you for joining us. Check out our other series going on. We have 1905 season Dead Ball featuring the New York Giants going on. If you like this one, with the we're going to be playing our 48th game of the season soon. Just played our 47th, so pretty exciting team, the 1905 New York Giants, led by Christy Mathewson and Ed Bresnahan and Dan McGann, among others. John McGraw, the manager. We have a bunch of other career series going on. Using Inside Pitch Baseball, Kyle Yastrzemski's rookie season now, 61. Bobby Orr career replay using Inside the Crease Hockey. His rookie season also, 1966-67. Larry Bird career replay, Larry the Legend. The Hick from French Lick. His rookie season, 1979-80 with the Celtics. And Rob Gronkowski career replay 2010 season, his rookie season, using Inside Blitz Football. So among some other series going on too, we have 1978 series is kind of wrapping itself up. Well, kind of close. We're up to like 120, I think 5 games now up to there. So we're nearing the end of that season. The Red Sox are in a tight race for the pennant there. Not the pennant, but the division. So let's see if they can win that. Currently a little bit behind Milwaukee and New York. Yeah, I'll check lots of other series going on. We hope to add some RPGs soon. We're just trying to figure out how to best record them. We're having some issues kind of with Screencast-O-Matic. They work fine for these games, but for some reason they don't always record games on Steam and GOG, so we're going to see what that glitch is, and maybe it might be we need to start using a different software, like either the OBS or the Gamester. What is it? Not Gamester, but XSplit. Anyway, so thank you for joining me. It's Barrick from High Ground Gaming, and my co-host Mr. Brody and Miss Mags, saying goodbye and God bless. Bye-bye now. Bye, Mr. Brody. Say bye. Say bye. Say bye to all your fans. Miss Mags is sleeping there. Ready to go night-night, Mr. Brody? All right. Good night now.